Hi, I'm Matthew Hoelscher, founder of Parent Marriage Coaching and creator of 50 Shades for Real Couples. I'm here today to share with you what I call Kitchen BDSM, how to take common household objects and reuse them to spice up your sex life without spending a dime. See, most people don't understand that sex is an experience of the senses in the body. And besides just the basic act of procreation, there is so much we can do to explore and discover our bodies and our partner's bodies and create the sensual, delicious dance that is more advanced sex. Look, we don't have to use these horrible words that have negative stigmatisms to it. Look, once you get basic vanilla sex down, it's just time to add some sprinkles. And that can be making it more soft and slow, which is often referred to as tantra, or you can make it a little bit harder, a little rougher, a little bit more passionate. Let the freak out, get the beast out. And that's what we're going to talk about in 50 Shades for Real Couples. The book sold 100 million copies because there are a lot of men and women that want to explore the ideas of being really in control and really giving up control and going with the sensation. That's what these words, dominance and submission, really represent. It's just having control and going along for the ride and completely surrendering to the experience. And both are equally fun and equally valuable. So, for Kitchen BDSM, I want you to turn on your sex-ray vision. There's all kinds of objects that can create sensation in and on the body that if you just look for them around your house, you'll start to see these amazing things and wonder, I wonder how we could play with that in the bedroom. The first way to really turn on the sensation in your body is to turn off the number one sense that our brain over relies on, and that's our eyes. If we can see it, we already know what it's gonna see, touch, feel, and taste like before our brain even experiences it through the other sensations in our body. So that's why one of the most powerful and common sexual objects or toys is a tie or anything that can blindfold you. Once you lose your vision, everything sounds more interesting, everything feels better, and everything tastes differently. Because if you just use your nose and your tongue, the flavors will change. So when you use a tie or a scarf, that's the first and easiest thing you can use to remove the sense of sight. Heck, I take international flights to Argentina all the time with my wife, and I love to save the mask they give you for sleeping on the airplane, because they're perfect and no knots are required. So once you have that tie, the next thing is find something soft and smooth. You can find a feather duster. You can dedicate some old makeup brushes to tickling the skin. Or in this case, I have a baster. But just these little things on the skin in different parts of the body feel absolutely amazing, especially when we can't see what's going on and it's a surprise coming from our partner. See, we all want two things in marriage. Marriage is really good for security, but it's really bad for novelty. We like the feeling of secure, but we also like a surprise. And so, 50 Shades for Real Couples is about putting the novelty and the surprise back into a secure relationship, making it even more secure. It will improve your relationship, your communication, and the feeling of connectedness and oneness and intimacy with your spouse if you just loosen up a little bit and try something a little different. You know, in 50 Shades of Grey, they use the Wartenberg pinwheel, this evil-looking wheel over the top of the body. But if you just take your average kitchen fork and drag it over the skin, you can get a lovely scratching sensation without having to buy any extra toys. And finally, if you want something a little bit rougher and you're ready to experience impact play, you can start by first calibrating, talking to your partner, and asking them what level of sensation they'd like to experience on a scale of 1 to 10. Usually couples start in the 1 to 3 range before going to 5 to 6, before seeing how far they can push it at the 7, 8, 9, and 10. But for impact play, two common things in the kitchen would be like a wooden spoon or a good old kitchen spatula. Now when you listen to this, it sounds like it hurts a lot more than it actually does. But if you actually practice with this, you'll notice that I'm not wincing in pain. I can hit myself pretty good with this, which, by the way, is also a very good idea for first-timers. Before you hit anybody else with anything, first you need to have their consent. And second of all, hit yourself first so you know how hard it is and what it feels like. But after just hitting my hand a couple of times, you can see it's already nice and rosy red, but it doesn't really hurt. See, the beauty of impact play is that by doing this, it creates a new sensation, a new sound, and just a little bit of stinging pain in what I'm hitting. In this case, it's my hand, but I usually recommend starting with the buttocks in the fleshy areas, making sure to never hit bone. The fleshier, the meatier, the better. But after hitting myself, it's nice and rosy red. I've got a little sting in my head, and that's registered in my brain. Ow, there's pain approaching. And when my brain senses pain, it starts releasing endorphins. Feel-good chemicals from the brain are now being released into my body, into my bloodstream, and in a couple of minutes, I'm not going to be feeling this at all. In fact, it's going to be feeling pretty darn good, and I'm going to want to climb the mountain even more. Climbing the mountain is a metaphor for sensation play. See, you start at one level, and ow, that hurts. But you wait, you rub it in a little bit, and then you can go a little bit harder and climb the mountain. And wait, let it refract, and then go a little bit harder and let it refract. And as you climb the mountain, the sensation feels the same to the person receiving it, but it's increasing and increasing, which is also increasing the level of endorphins in the brain, and it's getting you higher and higher in the feeling of connectedness, oneness, and pleasure. And when we combine the different chemicals in the brain with the sex act, and all the chemicals that come with it, like vasopressin and oxytocin, we create this delicious, natural, chemical cocktail of feel-good chemicals that can really jumpstart your relationship, because all of this novelty stimulates dopamine in the brain. And dopamine is our reward center. It makes us feel good to try new things. So this is just a few examples of how you can spice up your life in the bedroom right now today. But if you want to learn more about how to use them, you want help facilitating the conversation with your partner, and you'd like somebody to just guide you a little bit more into the journey as you step into the slightly deeper water, I encourage you to reach out to me. My name is Matthew Hoelscher, founder of Parent Marriage Coaching and the creator of 50 Shades for Real Couples. I look forward to talking to you soon.